Welcome to the Inc. Productivity Tip of the Day. Today's tip: neuroscience holds the secret to good decision-making. It's not what you think. Chances are someone at some point has told you to follow your gut or listen to your gut. Maybe they asked, "What does your gut say?" For me, my gut tends to remain relatively quiet, and when it's not, I have other things to think about. The act of thinking about your gut long enough might send some to the gym, but as the term gut is used to bring life to our intuition, wisdom, emotional centers, or whatever you prefer to call it, research shows that emotions are central to making good decisions, with one major caveat that is responsible for sending many decisions askew. Study after study on the inner workings of the human brain come to the same conclusion. The deeper, more primitive parts of the brain are better at decision-making than the logical neocortex, says the Harvard Business Review. What neuroscientists have found when studying decision-making is that people who had damaged the part of the brain that is responsible for logic had no difficulty making good decisions. Meanwhile, those who had damaged the parts of the brain known to handle emotions couldn't handle making decisions at all. Yet, this information doesn't seem to help make decision-making any easier. Emotions are more than excitement, fear, or anger. Many equate emotions to excitement, bounding joy, anger, or grief, the extreme emotions. But emotions are also calmness, contentment, and peace. The assumption is that if emotions are key to good decision-making, then what we need is to lean more heavily on our emotions. But to make good decisions, we need to simply put less weight on logic, because it's not the increased emotions that drive better decisions. It's the decreased dependence on logic. The problem with logic is that it has a tendency to act as a devil on our shoulders. It tends to pull us toward what our cultural norms tell us we should do, or to what society says will make us happy. In other words, logic often leads toward cultural conditioning. It's why people burn themselves out trying to climb corporate ladders in organizations they have no interest in being a part of, never mind the head of. It's why white picket fences are built, why luxury cars are bought, and why so many vacation homes remain vacant, before Airbnb anyway. Because logic isn't always logical, it's why the strangest, greatest resignation strategy is also the most effective. Or why Apple asks candidates, is coconut a fruit? Choose what brings you peace. To make a good decision, choose the option that brings you more calmness, contentment, and a sense of peace. It doesn't mean you'll always be taking the easy route, but the right route. Because it's not always that the thing that makes you feel content is the thing that others would find the most comfortable. For example, while many might prefer the security of a job at an old company that isn't going anywhere, the idea of vying for a corner cubicle on a higher floor would be depression-inducing to many entrepreneurial types who are driven by innovation, growth, and change. What it often boils down to is that there is one option that we really want to do in our guts, and one option that we feel we're supposed to do in our minds. In the recognition that logic has a tendency to tell us lies, it helps us dampen it and make better decisions. That's not to say that it's all about skipping work, having too many drinks, or tearing up your bills. Your emotions know that you will feel best when you do the right thing. Paying a bill will make you feel more at peace than carrying the weight of surmounting debt. Doing a good job will bring you more peace and security than slacking off. And taking on investors might actually feel like a burden that holds you back, despite being the thing you thought you needed to propel your business forward. There are many things that sound good that don't feel good, and our emotions can serve as a barometer to what's right for us. Yet when persuaded by logic, we trudge on, often widening the gap between where we are and where we want to be. But to get to where we want to go, we should perhaps listen to that gut of ours, instead of to logic, because often those who defy logic are often those who defy all odds and achieve greatness. That's it from Inc. Check back weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern for more tips.